After a fantastic week in Namibia, I flew into Victoria Falls, Zimbabwe, and took an exhilarating helicopter flight over the falls. Known locally as the Smoke That Thunders, Victoria Falls is the world's largest waterfall, with a height of 108 meters and a width of over 1,700 meters. The Zambezi River, midway on its journey from northwest Zambia to the Indian Ocean, tumbles 100 meters into the depths of Batoka Gorge, creating this world-renowned magnificence, which is now one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. It was named after the Queen Victoria of England. After flying around the falls and the gorge, I flew up along the Zambezi River towards the Zambezi National Park. From above, I spotted large herds of buffaloes and elephants. Victoria Falls looks gorgeous from the air. I wonder how it looks from up front. I walk through a dense jungle, and there it is, a seemingly endless sheet of water, obscured by a layer of mist, as alluring as it is mysterious. First discovered by Dr. Livingstone almost 2 centuries ago, this location is now one of Africa's tourist magnets, and also its adventure center. The waterfall is on the border between Zambia and Zimbabwe, just like how Niagara Falls is shared between US and Canada, while Iguazu Falls is on the border between Argentina and Brazil. The Victoria Falls Bridge was built across the gorge over 100 years ago and now links Zimbabwe with Zambia. With the splendor of Victoria Falls still dwelling in my heart, I crossed into Botswana and boarded a houseboat on the Chobe River called the Chobe Princess. The Chobe River, separating Botswana and Namibia, is home to an interesting variety of wildlife, with the largest concentration of elephants in Africa, located in the Chobe National Park bordering the river. Here there are diverse species of birds dazzling everyone with their colors and elegance. This region is truly a nature lover's dream. Buffaloes are abundant here, often found in groups grazing beside the river. Baboons and impalas are also common here. Baboons in particular are extremely social creatures who play around in the most hilarious way possible, providing a brilliant entertainment. Crocodiles are found sunbathing on the riverbanks, tranquil yet radiating a deadly sense of belligerence, with their notorious sneak attacks causing animals to avoid them. Along the river, there are lots of elephants drinking the water. The females and children stay in groups, while the males are often alone. Hippos are a common sight on the Chobe River. By day, they bathe and relax in the river, and by night, they go inland to graze. These oddly shaped birds are known as the Guinea Fowl, resembling chickens in their appearance and actions. I visited a village where most people live in traditional mud houses, without running water but powered by solar energy. Married couples would surround their houses with a straw fence. Because there is no school in this village, the children here have to walk long distances to the neighboring village to attend school. This is a garden where they grow their own vegetables. I'm about to watch a performance by the villagers. I think it's going to be a fascinating insight into the local culture. African sunsets are famously beautiful. This is especially true on the Chobe River. From the town of Kasane, I took a spectacular flight into the Okavango Delta. This is the world's largest inland delta, known as the river that never finds the ocean. During my stay at Nabeja camp, I witnessed lots of elephants drinking from the camp waterhole. Kudus marked by white stripes on their back, warthogs with their remarkable warts, and two magnificent male lions. I was really quite lucky to get to see these lions from such a short distance. Impalas can be seen almost everywhere in the delta. I have also seen a family of hyenas. These dogs normally survive in eating leftovers of other predators. They are a member of the ugly five, although the cubs are quite adorable. Hyenas go out at night to search for any dead bodies, and when someone's found one, it would let out a high-pitched cry which I've heard from my tent at night. The cubs live safely in the holes while the adults live outside. These are the African wild dogs, a very endangered species with only about 4,000 left in the wilds today. They normally hunt in a pack. The delta is having a drought this year, with water being limited and shallow. Elephants and antelopes frequently cross the water, while crocodiles and hippos tend to swim in it. This enormous group of buffaloes took my breath away. There are thousands of them, all walking in the same direction. It's like a buffalo version of the wild beast migration in East Africa. You really have to see it to believe it. This black rhino was transported here from South Africa by Rhinos Without Borders, which is a program to save these endangered creatures from being poached for their horns. Although their horns are completely useless, it's used as a medicine in some Asian countries, and they're worth more than gold on the black market. I've also witnessed some unusual birds like the bachelor eagle and the giant eagle owl. One of the highlights of this trip was spotting a leopard. I think they're one of the prettiest animals on Earth, and it was incredible viewing them in their natural habitat. Most predators spend most of the day lounging under the shade and hunt when it's slightly cooler. This buffalo was killed by the leopard, and its stomach and intestines has been pulled out of its body. The cheetah somewhat resembles the leopard, but it's longer, slimmer, and much faster in speed, and it has different patterns of spots. These beauties are rare, so it takes patience to find, but it's definitely rewarding and worth the effort. Cheetahs are not part of the Big Five, and they aren't as powerful as lions, leopards, and even hyenas. I flew in a helicopter over the delta. There are lots of islands within the vast spread of water from the Okavango River. The views are stunning from above, and I spotted numerous elephants and antelopes traveling below. Although there wasn't much water during this year, the delta nevertheless retains a lush and wonderful landscape. an ideal environment for animals to flourish. I flew over a village on the edge of the delta, where people largely depend on fishing and farming. This massive mound rising out of the horizon in front of me is my destination, the famous Zodilo Hills. This location has been inhabited for 100,000 years, first by the Bushmen, then joined by the Bantu tribe moving in from the north. It is known for its iconic rock paintings dating back tens of thousands of years. These rock paintings mainly depicted the wild animals around the area and the rituals of the Bushmen, who lived in caves and practiced animism. These paintings were made from minerals mixed with animal blood and urine. Zodilo Hills has long been a holy site, attracting pilgrims from the surrounding areas. After a fruitful day exploring the incredibly long history and the unique culture of the hills, I hopped back on the helicopter and flew back to camp. Along the way, I have observed that all the small islands were built by the termites. These insects construct their own castles, which, given its amazing height, can take up to years to build. The termite mounds, which are as hard as concrete, protect their inhabitants from flood and destruction. It's just unbelievable how such barely noticeable creatures can cooperate to create islands that impact the landscape. Sadly, I have come to the end of my trip. I simply cannot describe how terrific this has been, not only in this video, but in Namibia and Cape Town as well. Be sure to check them out on my other videos. The beauty of Africa's natural scenery, its flora and fauna, and its cultures, has given me an extraordinary experience. I know I've barely scratched the surface, but having already seen the magnificence of Southern Africa, I can't wait to explore more of the continent that fascinates me in every single way possible. I flew into the town of Maun, from where I then headed home. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, please help spread the word by sharing it with your friends, or simply giving it a like and a comment. Also, please subscribe if you haven't, that would be really appreciated. Thank you once again.